it is mainstream knowledge that the chemical imbalance can be caused by your subjective perception. So ultimately, I think the question is if your depression can be caused primarily by a chemical imbalance that is caused only physiologically and is not impacted by your subjective state of reality. Because if that's not the case, then you can cause yourself a chemical imbalance. Absolutely, you can cause that. So the question of if depression has the element of subjectivity, I would say absolutely yes. And that's not a politically incorrect thing to say, because I remember a case study that was published a few years ago. The story is the following. There was a woman living in I don't remember which country, that was heavily abused by her husband. Heavily abused. While she was experiencing the abuse, considering she grew in a culture where being beaten up a little bit from day to day is not necessarily something bad. I'm laughing, nervous laughing. She didn't experience trauma based on that. So when some NGOs actually helped her to escape that situation, and she moved to the Western world, she started listening other people coming from another culture telling her how bad and how traumatic was what she experienced. And she reported PTSD afterwards. So it is sort of getting to be proven quickly that even trauma is a subjective state, is a state of how you perceive what you experienced. You might have people that have experienced the most traumatic for the majority of people, and they don't report PTSD from that. And you might meet someone that has experienced a relatively casual thing, and they actually report PTSD. So I would totally agree with you that every state is individual, every depression is unique, every trauma is unique. But just the fact that everything is unique means that it doesn't have specific characteristics, that it doesn't have specific traits, that it has a lot the subjective perception in it. That being said, I think we have to normalize a little bit that if I'm feeling depressed, it doesn't mean that my state is depressing. It means that I am perceiving my state as depressing, and of course that will cause a chemical imbalance as well. The conversation between chemical imbalance and depressive state is a chicken egg conversation. The one is causing the other, and the other reinforces the one, and then it goes like that. And then what do we do to these people that are reporting depression nowadays? We give them SSRIs. I'm not a clinical psychologist either, but I don't think that I cannot speak about that. Meaning that, yes, there are some people that need SSRIs, especially when you are reporting, let's say, very intense depressive symptoms. Maybe you're being suicidal. Pharmaceutical approaches are necessary in order to stabilize you so that we can do the work, in order to basically get you out of a state of emergency that you might be in. But there are a lot of people, a lot of clinical psychologists and a lot of psychiatrists that just give SSRIs like it's candy. What do these SSRIs do? They numb feelings. They numb you so that you don't feel the sadness. But what you will hear very, very frequently from people getting SSRIs is, I want to get off of that because I prefer to experience the sadness. This is actually people getting SSRIs telling that. Because if I experience the sadness, I can also experience the happiness. By numbing the feelings, you're numbing both the good ones and the bad ones. Just to circle back, I agree with you that there is a lot of subjective subjectivity towards that topic. And of course, if you are living into a mini society where on an everyday basis you are challenging yourself with making food, chasing your food, building your house, and you are constantly facing these challenges, it's kind of hard to experience depression because you're constantly being challenged with things that are within the let's say within the scope of your expertise, but in the same time important for your survival, which leads you mathematically to daily self-fulfillment. I cooked that food, I feel self-fulfilled. I fed my kids, I feel self-fulfilled. I built that house, I'm self-fulfilled. But so this is one part of happiness, self-fulfillment, that I did something for me, I did something that makes me feel damn good. The second part of happiness, and I think all of that is science proven. I remember them experientially, but I think I read them somewhere on a research. The second part is doing something for others. So there needs to be a healthy balance of doing something for me, doing something for others, and doing something spiritual. A lot of the people that are reporting depression are people that are either doing exclusively things for them, so they don't have a meaning, they don't have a purpose, they only care about themselves, or they only do stuff for others, so they don't take care of themselves, or they're hypercognitive towards spirituality only. We need to have a healthy balance between the three, and the other healthy balance that we need to have is basically the action balance, the balance between thinking, doing, and feeling. Those three things. So again, a lot of people that are reporting depressive symptoms are hypercognitive, as we mentioned. They're thinking a lot, they're ruminating. Other people are doing a lot and they don't stop to think, to feel. Other people are feeling all the time and they are lacking the other two. So a healthy balance between all those things is technically the path towards experiencing happiness. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is that I don't feel it's not politically correct to say that experiencing depression is subjective. It's very